From FlipFlopi, we have Leonard.
Hello, I'm Leonard. I'm a designer. I'm the engineer of the FlipFlopi Project, and this is my personal collection of throwaway single-use plastics. And I do admit, I collect those things. This was some days ago with the big flood, Nairobi River. This is supposed to be a video, but it didn't work with the PDF and stuff. But you see, there's a lot of bottles, and they are just there, and they're coming, and they keep on coming, and they keep on coming. So I showed this to my daughter, and she said, "Who lost all these bottles?" And then I had to admit, they're actually not lost. They are designed that way. They're designed as throwaway things. They're single-use plastics, packaged by throwaway. But you can actually make nice things out of it. That's what she did. A little bit of afternoon playing, and she made some flowers. So plastic has value. And we just need to recognize that value in those throwaway plastic. And if we go to the coast, we see the same thing. There's plastic washed ashore every day. And we, from the FlipFlopi, we actually realized there's value in this. And we wanted to do something about it. We don't only just see the problem, but we see there is an opportunity. So we wanted to build a boat, but not just a little boat. We are wanting to build a big boat. So we got together and thinking, get our design and engineering heads together, say like, what can we do? How can we do it? And we came up to build a boat, a 60-foot sailing boat. This is our prototype. And we do this together with the local boat builders. They have generations of knowledge on how to make boats. But we discovered that they actually have a problem, because those trees that they have been using to make these parts are actually not as abundant as they used to be. So when we actually turn that plastic that we find on the beach, that we find on the dump sites, when you turn that into plastic lumber, which you see on the left, then we can give them the material that they need to work with to actually do their jobs, to create income for themselves and their families. And we see that we can actually build a boat in the traditional way that those people have been doing for generations, with the tools that they have been brought forth from generations of working with these materials. And the plastic works in a very similar way as the wood does. But naturally, we got some design issues here because the plastic is not as strong as, it's more flexible. So we got a lot of experimenting to do. We needed to see which parts actually work, which production methods can work to bring up a material that is working for the people in the way that they're used to. So you see that we turn these little trash items into big parts, but they are a little bit different in their properties as they're used to. And so we have been experimenting with new types of presses, with new types of processing, with new fillers, to see that we can get a material which actually has the same properties or similar properties as the wood that they are used to building the boats from. So why is the project called FlipFlopi? It's FlipFlopi because 30% of the waste that we found on the beach is actually flip-flops. 3 billion people in the world, that's almost half of the population on the world, is wearing flip-flops on a daily basis. And naturally, that's what we find a lot on the beach. But we found a way to actually use those as well. With some local artisans, we found a way to turn these into mats, into structure that can be fixed to the surface of the boat, which you'll see in the next slide. And it serves several purposes. Actually, it's quite nice. It's inspirational, it's cheerful, but it also makes the boat waterproof so that the water doesn't come in. And, well, that's a pretty important thing with a boat. Then, when we have the big boat built, we want to sail it down the coast up to Cape Town. and stop in every little community to talk about the opportunities that this waste actually gives us. That the waste comes to us, but we can turn it into something else. We can turn it into a boat. But if we can turn it into a boat, we can also turn it into a table or in a bench or anything that you would want, basically. And we can show those people how this is done. And there's lots of tools that we will take on the way to not only tell them and give them flyers, but really show them how it's to be done. So you may be asking, what can I do? Well, I think if you start to rethink, if you start to look at plastic of value, the single-use bottles that you can use them for something else. You can reuse them, but you can also turn them into something else. And you designers, you have a creativity and the right tools to actually do this, to actually turn this waste into something treasureful. So I invite you to join us, join the plastic revolution, share your ideas online, get it out, because we need all the power of all our generation to actually solve this problem. So this is the FlipFlopi expedition, and thank you for being here.